Hey, hey everyone, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, and today we're going to be looking at this early slate on Draftkings. 6-game slate. We're going to have a separate video out for the main later slate happening in the evening. But for now, just this early slate we're looking at. Make sure you're always checking the weather forecast. Looks like this New York Mets game, once again, has some rain that we have to be paying attention to. But I think it's still going to be good to go. So what we'll do is we'll break down the pitchers, and then we'll go game by game, kind of talking about the bats that we are interested in. So right up at the top, Lucas Giolito going up against Baltimore. Giolito's been up and down this season. He's had a big roller coaster. You know, he started off really well, and then he just couldn't get anything going on. Especially that start in Boston really just destroyed him. And then he got good again and posted some close to 40-point games. And then we've seen the decline once again. So who knows what we're going to get from Giolito here. He clearly is the best pitcher on the slate for sure. He's in a great matchup against Baltimore. I still think he's probably going to be more than 50%, maybe 60% owned in cash. So I think Giolito in a fine spot. He might even be more owned than that. You're probably your number one pitcher on the slate. DeSclafani, I have no interest in. He's just priced up way too high. I think he's one of the worst point per dollar plays on the slate here. KAPRIELIAN for Oakland. He's had 10 starts this season, and he's done pretty well in all those 10 starts. He's got a nice floor to him. But one thing to just kind of note, I don't know how much stock you want to put into it. 2 of his 3 worst starts on the season have been against this Texas side. We know by now Texas has a lot of great left-handed bats who can get to right-handed pitchers like KAPRIELIAN. So, you know, I think he's not a bad play. Like I said, he does provide a solid floor for you here. But I don't think he's an absolute must-have at all. But I don't mind him either. Rogers, kind of the same deal here. He's in a nice spot, provides a nice floor for you, but he's in a tough matchup going up against Atlanta. So I do like Rogers here. He's played them one time this season, 17 points in it. It doesn't matter if he's at home or if he's on the road. You know, he does well. He pitches well. He's a safe guy. I like his K upside here as well. So Trevor Rogers, I like him. There's a lot of nice floor plays on the slate, even with it being such a small slate. So KAPRIELIAN, Rogers, Fried is kind of the same deal. You know, he's your average pitcher. He's going to go out there. He's going to do fairly well for you. Really struggled against Pittsburgh his last time out, but I'm not putting too much stock into that. But you can kind of see he's done pretty well this season. 8.5K is a little higher than I think I want to pay for him. But going up against Miami, a better matchup than most have on this slate. 8.5K, I think it's just fine. There's kind of a trend here of there's not anybody that I'm absolutely hating up at the top here besides DeSclafani. But I think this mid-range here, you can kind of pick any of them and just kind of hope, you know. So KAPRIELIAN, Rogers, Fried, even Stroman, just pick any one of those 4, pair with Giolito, and that's probably going to be, that'll be just fine. I no issues with that. This New York Mets Pittsburgh game, it is 7 innings. So Stroman, I know he doesn't get many strikeouts, poor form lately. So Pittsburgh doesn't strike out a lot as a team. It's a shortened game. I don't have too much interest in Stroman. We know what he's capable of, though. I mean, these are really nice numbers here. He can go deep into the game, 6, 7, possibly 8 innings at times. But again, this is just a 7-inning game. I don't expect him to go all 7 innings, even if he is pitching well. I think they pull him at 6 to get like a closer in there. But Stroman, fine play. Just my hesitancy is shortened game. I don't know how, and Pittsburgh doesn't strike out. Anderson, not interested in, and really nobody else. I'm not interested in any of the other pitchers down here at all. So that kind of covers the pitchers. So we'll go game by game here with the bats. White Sox, Baltimore. Chicago White Sox, probably one of the top 2 teams on the slate that we're going to be targeting for the bats. They finally got priced up. They don't really have the value that they used to have. I'm just going to say now I'm not interested in the Baltimore bats. But Goodwin finally got priced up. Sheets, he got priced up. But I still think they're in a great spot. And prices that are very affordable. I mean, you can really pretty much put anybody in the lineup here, and I'm going to be fine with it. I love it. So, you got your top of the order here. They're going to be crushing the ball. We know all their power. Goodwin, he's been batting cleanup, 4.1K. Love it. Lefty-righty matchup. He's going to be a very popular play here today. Sheets, Collins, Engel, a little bit more down in the lineup, but I think they're all great options as well. Engel, especially, if he gets a spot in the lineup here today, I think he's a great value play for you. So Chicago White Sox, fantastic bats. Baltimore, like I said, I'm not too interested in. Washington bats, just still way too cheap. Look, outside of Turner, Soto, and Bell, your next highest price is 2.6K. I know I said I don't like DeSclafani, but I also not really too interested in the Washington bats either. Obviously, they can provide a lot of salary relief for you if you need some. But other than that, not too much interest here. San Francisco going up against Leicester. Leicester has just been getting destroyed lately. Let me pull up his game logs here for you real quick. Yeah, he is just not doing well. You can see 3 consecutive starts of 5 runs against. He's not going deep into the game at all. He's letting up the home runs. He's not striking anybody out. So I think San Francisco is probably going to be going under the radar. I think your popular stacks, I'll just tell you now, it's going to be the Boston, Philadelphia once again, and the Chicago White Sox. Those are like your big 3. So I think San Francisco can make for a great GPP under the radar contrarian stack, going up against a terrible pitcher in Leicester as of late. So really, lefties, righties, doesn't matter. I like them all. So whoever you can fit in, thumbs up. Oakland, Texas. This is probably my favorite GPP game of the day. KAPRIELIAN, decent pitcher. Foltynewicz, not so much. But like I said, the Boston, Philadelphia, and Chicago White Sox, I think, are going to get a lot of ownership. And this game is going to kind of fly a little under the radar. But both teams have nice implied totals. Oakland is over 5. Texas is, I think, at like 4.6, 4.7 last I checked. So they're expecting some offense in this game here. On the Oakland side, Foltynewicz, he gives up a lot of home runs. So I'm looking for some of the power bats here with Oakland. On the Texas side, like I said, KAPRIELIAN, his worst 2 outings, or 2 of his 3 worst outings, were against Texas. So I think that so Texas, I do like Texas, especially the lefties. KAPRIELIAN's 2 of his 3 worst games were against this Oakland side. So they're Gallo has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but aside from these 2 games in Seattle, it's just double digit all the way through here. So he's been hitting the ball very well. So I love Gallo. Low as well. Jonah Heim is a nice home run possibility. Or not. He's cheap. Dahl, if he gets in there at 2.3K, I think Texas, Oakland is my favorite GPP play, favorite GPP target on this slate. Pittsburgh, New York Mets, both, like I said, it's a 7-inning game, so I'm not too interested in the bats. Atlanta, Miami, Fried and Rogers, both decent pitchers. I'm not expecting too much from this game. It's got one of the lowest totals on the entire slate, apart from the 7-inning game. So I'm not really too interested in the bats over here. And then Philadelphia, Boston. This is going to be your chalk game. Over-under is like over 11. It didn't disappoint last night, and it's probably not going to disappoint again this afternoon. So going up against Matt Moore is just, he's not a good pitcher, not a good major league pitcher. So we're definitely going to be targeting the Boston bats. You're going to be looking at Bogarts. You're going to be looking at JD Martinez, Arroyo at 3.1. He's super cheap. Renfroe at 4K. We all know what his possibility is, or his potential is. And let's just see. Let's just throw in a big Boston stack, probably your number 1 team of the day. Throw in GIOLITO. Let's just kind of see where we end up. We'll go with Rogers right in the middle. 3.2K remaining. I mean, you throw in one of those cheap guys from Texas like Jonah Heim at catcher, and you're in business. You're looking probably around 3.4, 3.5K for your remaining bats. So I don't think salary is going to be too much of an issue on this slate. So you can definitely throw in a bunch of those Boston bats, top team of the day. And then Philadelphia, again, this over-under is over 11. And it's not, I mean, Boston is definitely the favored team. Don't get me wrong about that. Clearly the favorite, but Philadelphia's implied run total is still high, especially given the value that they have. Segura, 3.5K, still super, super cheap. McCutchen, 3.3. He should not be 3.3. He's going to be a very popular option here today as well. So Philadelphia, love their spot, love their value as well. And that kind of covers it. Pitching, it's going to be GIOLITO, and then pick one of KAPRIELIAN, Rogers, Fried. I think that's pretty much it. STROMAN, I'm fine with him. It's just a 7-inning game. And then for the bats, Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago White Sox. Those are like your big three. And then this Oakland, Texas game is my favorite GPP target of the day. San Francisco is fine as well. Everybody else, not too much interest in. So as always, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. Drop a comment down below. Make sure you go check out that main slate video that we have coming out as well. So as always, good luck in your contests, and we will see you in the next video.